What's up, True Heel Heat? True Heel Heat. What's up? True Heel Heat.
Hello. It is me, your True Hill Phenom, SP3. We are live on the True Hill Heat YouTube and Facebook for our NXT Vengeance Day 2023 preview for this Saturday's huge show from NXT from Charlotte, North Carolina. So, of course, I am here with my colleague that you usually see as the co-host for these pay-per-view previews. You see him as the co-host on Rated Raw Superstars on Monday, NX3 on Tuesday, Elite Heat on Wednesday. You see him for the watch-alongs of all the major pay-per-views and on True Hill Heat Sports and on his own channel, 4 Bucks Robot. He is the face and the ace of the True Hill Heat YouTube channel, Mr. Romeo Anthony Colon. See, I had to give you the same quality intro that I did last week for Royal Rumble.
When you were just stalling. What's up, brother? What's up, everybody in the chat? Hopefully the stream has less technical difficulties last time we were together. So far, so good.
Yes, we're looking good. We don't have local recordings on, so we're both
fix
looking.
That StreamYard.
Yeah. Sweet. Fix StreamYard. Fix that, and fix the fact that we can't stream on Twitter for like a lot.
But we are now, right?
Weird.
No,
we're not. No. It's that it can't do that either. StreamYard, just fix everything, please. Get it together. But yes, we are here to discuss NXT Vengeance Day, the first major event from the NXT brand outside of Full Sail, outside of CWC, since last year's Stand and Deliver during WrestleMania weekend. But this is the first major event outside of Orlando, not during a WrestleMania weekend, a huge show. It's been 3 years since they had like this type of like major show outside of Orlando since TakeOver Portland, one of the best NXT takeovers of all time. So it's been quite some time. And I will say, I've talked about the card, or you'll see tomorrow on Fightful Overbook with Jeremy Lambert. I'm really liking this card, but you are the person that watches NXT every single week. What do you think about this show heading into this Saturday?
I sort of like it. I'm not in love with it. I don't hate it. I'm somewhere in the middle. It's interesting to see them on the road again in Charlotte, the Queen City, North Carolina. That is going to be fascinating to watch and listen to because nothing compares to that Portland. That Portland crowd was amazing last time. That was a different NXT. That was an NXT that is long forgotten. We barely remember. So it's going to be interesting to see them on the road again because the Orlando crowd, they get into everything on this roster. It's going to be interesting to see a different crowd, not too far away, but still a different crowd, how into it they get. So that's fascinating to me.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. And I will say, I watched last night's NXT show this morning, and I will say that, it was a good show last night for the go home. Had some good wrestling, especially that Tyler Bate versus Axiom card. And I will say over the last couple of weeks, over the last maybe 2 or 3 months, NXT has improved overall. They have some weeks where, it's not very good, but they know who their best workers are. They know who their best characters are. They know who the people who can cut promos. So Michael Hickenbottom, 2023 Booker of the Year. If only he would unblock us on Twitter, and I think he would definitely be in the running.
Michael Hickenbottom, ask the media to always be honest with him. He wants to hear it straight, but not on Twitter. He doesn't want to see it straight on Twitter. Not at all. Well, he can't see anyway, so. Well, let me stop. That was wrong. I'm sorry.
Damn.
Maybe he just slipped. He pressed the wrong button. Well, no, because he pressed the wrong button twice. So I can't say
multiple times. Yeah, he did. He did it to multiple of us.
Once is an accident, second is on purpose.
He was like, anything that says true heel with no E. He's like, I'm blocking it. I'm blocking it. I'm over this. You guys watch NXT every single week, promote our show on social media, but no, you're getting blocked because you don't enjoy my 2.0 era. So you got to get blocked.
Who the hell else is doing NXT watch alongs out there? Who?
I don't know. I don't know. Everybody wants to jump on the bandwagon. I heard people, are doing Vengeance Day watch-alongs. You know who it is who originated all that, who watches NXT every week, who watches the NXT specials.
Yeah.
We are glad you are here.
Yeah, who has the battle scars of 2.0 on them? We do here on this channel. We do.
We do. We got Annika in the chat saying, hey, homies, this is the right stream, right? Yes, it is. I made the analogy yesterday to Romeo. Me and him are like the owner and the manager of a store, and we have to make sure it doesn't burn down when we're away. And last night was one of those examples. Harlem is here with us to be another co-host of the show. She's a future NXT product herself, probably.
Oh, yeah.
Exactly. We got Armand who says, what's up, everybody? We got CM who says, boo, Charlotte. Which you're talking about, Charlotte, North Carolina or Flair?
She is both.
Specify. We got Big Mike in the chat saying, what up, though? Good brothers. What's good brother over there, Big Mike? Always check out Big Mike on Around the Point over there. Subscribe to that channel as well. Will Chisholm saying, after Roxanne retained her title, Charlotte will come out and for the home crowd pop. I love it. That's great. That's
great idea.
Romeo's like, you're speaking to my heart. Speaking to my heart right now. Annika's saying, hey, Harlem Heat. See, everybody loves you. Everybody's happy to see you.
Wow.
Amazed.
She's amazed by the pop. Thank you, Annika. You popped her so much. All right, let's get into this card. Sound off in the live chat. Give us your predictions for the NXT Vengeance Day card. Let us know what you think about these matches. You want to say hi? She was waving off of camera. You can wave hi now. Wave hi. There we go. See, Romeo's your favorite. I know. Yeah. Out of all the people that
We're
do
both wearing pink.
With. Exactly. Y'all are in sync. There you go. All right, let's get into this NXT Vengeance Day card for this Saturday in Charlotte. She's saying hi to everyone else in the live chat as well, and everyone on demand too. What's this? Your nose, exactly. All right, let's get into it. We're gonna start off with the best 2 out of 3 falls matchup. Is gonna be Apollo Crews going one-on-one with Carmelo Hayes. He's gonna come back, don't worry. Versus Carmelo Hayes. These two men have been feuding for just a month or two. It started with a one-on-one matchup with Carmelo getting the win over Apollo Crews. Then Apollo got a pinfall victory over Carmelo in a tag team matchup when he teamed with Axiom against Carmelo and Trick. And then we had the challenge for the best 2 out of 3 falls match at the barbershop, the home setting of Carmelo and Trick. Apollo Crews was getting a haircut. I don't know why, but he made the challenge there for this big show coming up on Saturday. Who do you got here? It seems like I would say whoever wins this matchup should be the next in line for the NXT Championship.
Well, you know what I've been saying for months now. Carmelo Hayes should be the next NXT champion. He should be the one to dethrone Bron Breakker at Stand and Deliver come Mania weekend. And this is him well on his road to that by defeating the last contender, Apollo Crews, in a 2 out of 3 falls. The 2 out of 3 falls is a little weird for me. I don't think this feud necessarily needed that, but whatever. It should make for an even more entertaining match than it would have been just a regular match. So, but Carmelo Hayes wins easy. There's no debating it for me.
Yeah, I think this is the easy Carmelo Hayes win. He needs this victory to propel himself into the NXT Championship picture, which I believe he's going to be in that. I've always believed that he was the guy who needed to be in that picture, in that scene by Stand and Deliver, since that's the big show for NXT every single year. I think that's when he's going to be getting his shot finally at the NXT Championship. But I wouldn't be surprised if this matchup is the match of the night, but I definitely got Carmelo winning this one. Let's go to the chat here. We got ALW who says, "What's up, SP3, Harlem, and Romeo?" We got Annika who says, "Let Carmelo win and finally get us to him versus Breakker." Kind of the matchup that I think we've been talking about for like 6 months or so. We got Ace who says, "We don't need to see another Charlotte run in NXT again." Yes, because we are on the main roster and have to redo that because Triple H has to redo all the wrongs of Vince McMahon. Yeah, we got to do Rhea
There's
and
nothing
Charlotte
wrong with
again.
that feud. Let's not start that debate here on
God.
NXT.
Oh God.
Nothing wrong.
Yes, it is. Don't do stuff.
If she loses, then I'll be right back on your side and be like,
if there's any if, then it wasn't the right move. Big Mike says Carmelo FTW. We got ALW who says Melo needs to get rid of Trick. What are you talking about? Melo and Trick, that's the thing that propels Melo into feeling like a main roster act. Honestly, like Melo on his own he's improved as a talker. He's a great in-ring competitor, but I don't think his ceiling is that high on the main roster on his own. His ceiling is exponentially higher with Trick Williams because Trick Williams is just he's 6'5" of charisma. That's all he is. He's there to talk and big up Melo, and that makes Melo a complete act. So you're bugging on that.
Yeah, Trick has improved too. Remember, we were all tired of him when it's early on, but he's improved and he's Melo's heater. It helps. Helps the star power to have a heater like Shawn and Diesel. Were we saying get rid of Diesel once upon a time for Shawn?
Bugging. We got Frantic World who says, "What's up, SP3, Romeo, and chat." Will Chisholm, he says, "Whoever wins this match may tell us who will win the cage match." That is true. That is true. And yeah, and Big Mike agreeing with us, saying they have great chemistry. Yeah, 100. And Annika agreeing with me, saying Bianca versus Rhea was the match. And if Annika, the leader of the female section of the Triple H supporters, agrees with me, then you know I'm on something. I'm on to something.
I'm never gonna get that ever. Stop.
It seems so because we gotta make sure Rhea and Bianca are cemented as the top
match
of the women's division, even though they did that 2 years ago.
What the match is Bianca Charlotte, and I'm not getting that, and I'm not mad. So
see, that's the whole reason. That's the whole reason you're fine with this because you really wanted Charlotte and Bianca. Stop your nonsense.
All right, man.
Santo,
you gotta keep some matches for the future down the line.
Yeah, okay.
By the way,
let's see how long he has that role.
Yeah,
I would start booking the matches you want to book now, Trips. Santo saying, "What's up to the two greats, SP3 and Romeo?"
My God! Once Rhea beats Charlotte, Vince is gonna be like, "I've had enough. What is he doing?
He's ruining everything. He's trying to ruin everything." Let's get to the NXT.
By the way, I forgot to say something. We're starting off Black History Month hot. Apollo, Carmelo, 2 out of 3 falls. Let's go.
That needs to open the show. Black History Month, open the show. Carmelo and Apollo. Let's talk about the NXT Women's Tag Team Championship matchup as Katana Chance and Kaden Carter will face Fallon Henley and Kiana James. Fallon Henley and Kiana James have been feuding for a number of weeks. Brooks Jensen and has been honey-dicked by Kiana James into being fooled that Kiana is actually interested in him, which after Fallon Henley defeated Kiana James to keep her bar, they have formed this weird partnership where they won one match and now they get a shot at the NXT Tag Team Championships against the longest reigning champions. I will say they need to just give Kaden and Katana an official name. I have a couple of choices for you, Romeo. Okay, you want to hear this? Jeremy Lambert came up with a good one. KC squared. which I know some people on social media are calling them that as well. There's also, in my opinion, the better
Casey
name.
squared.
Yeah, they're both KC. Katana Chance, Kaden Carter.
Okay.
KC
I
squared.
was thinking of her old name, KC. That's why.
There you go. We also got my personal favorite, the Orlando Machine Guns, because they use the old Bone and Skull or the Panama City Machine Guns. You can go either or. But what do you think should be their tag team name, and who do you got in this match? I think it's obvious KC squared is going to get the win.
I hate all those names you suggested. I don't necessarily have a better one. K and K, I don't know, sort of like Eminem with Mercury and Morrison back in the day.
Hey, they already have problematic names that they had to change. Banger Bros looking at you. I don't think they want to do K and K because there's.
I didn't say KKK. I said
but
KNK.
But KNK is 1K away from being a problem.
This is off the rails. Listen, about this match, the whole team of Henley and Kiana, they were feuding, and then all of a sudden the storyline makes it so they're a tag team, and I'm like, what? And then they're a tag team, and some people like really overhype like how they are in the ring. To me, they're not that good. They're just not. I'm sorry. I'm trying to be like fair, but there's nothing. I don't want to see this match. I really don't. I think it's gonna be bad. I like Casey and Kaden. I do. Keep them winning. They're a legit tag team. They've been like the only legit tag team around these parts, as you could tell from this thrown together team they just put as their opponents. They have to win. If they lose, it's awful booking.
Yeah, I think they win here, and I think the challengers that stand and deliver are probably going to be Alba Fire and Isla Dawn, since they're making them a tag team.
That one, again, another thrown together, but at least
they're forming that out of a story. It started off as a rivalry, and now since Alba beat Isla has now, I guess, possessed or recruited, initiating Alba into her dark arts and stuff. At least there's a story there. Like, this is completely thrown together with Fallon Henley and Kiana James. They won one match, and now they're the number one contenders.
Well, listen, Fallon and Kiana, they have their story too, but it's just I don't like the way the story should have never went that direction at all. They should have never. Oh, we're teaming together now. I hated it. But yeah, but with Alba and Isla, I can see it. They may have a good visual as a tag team.
Yeah. We got Will Chisholm, who says this tag team is like when your sister got like yo girl, but she's trying to be cool with white her for you. What?
I'm lost.
Oh yeah, I think he said that, Rob, but it's basically he's saying like your sister is trying to be cool with your girlfriend, but she's not really cool with her. That's basically the Fallon Henley being cool with Kiana James because Brooks Jensen's got a hard on for the porn accountant.
I throw the whole storyline in trash.
Frantic
Sorry.
World says, "Don't call them K and K, not during Black History Month."
All right, in March.
Big Mike says Katana and Kaden are gonna win this. Yeah,
it hurts typing all that. That's too many letters.
KC squared. Just put KC and then the square at the top. All right, let's go to
very nerdy.
The NXT North American Championship matchup. You got Wesley defending against Dijak. Dijak returned to NXT a number of months ago, looking for his justice and looking for championship goal, immediately targeting Wesley, taking him out over the last couple of weeks. He's actually had Wesley's back in his rivalry with Tony D'Angelo, and he helped take care of the underboss. What is it? Stacks? Yeah, Stacks,
yeah.
Right? Because Two Dimes was the one that got through in the river.
Yeah.
Stacks, he got rid of Stacks, so Wesley defeated Tony D'Angelo to become the number one contender. Dijak interrogated Wesley and asked him to give up the North American Championship, but Wesley will not do that. He will keep fighting against Dijak here. Who do you
got? It's still kind of early, too soon to just make Dijak North American champion, North African American champion at that, especially Black History Month. Like, Wesley has to win. Come on, let's stop messing around. Do we see any kind of like interference or finagling around from D'Angelo and his boy?
I mean, they kind of did tease. They were watching the whole when everything went down on the Go Home show when Dijak defeated Von Wagner. So they did kind of tease that they would have some type of involvement, or they're still involved in a feud or so with Wesley or Dijak here. But I think that if it would be dumb of WWE to build up this whole Dijak return, have him return and target Wesley, and then him lose to Wesley at the big show, I think you're completely killing this whole Dijak character. I think he has to win with this whole RoboCop slash Steven Seagal, as Frantic World puts in the chat. Yeah, I think Dijak has to win here. He is the favorite as far as the betting odds right now, but this is probably the closest outside of one other matchup when it comes to singles matchups on this card. This is the closest as far as the betting odds, but I'm gonna go with Dijak for the new champion.
Absolutely, I think it's the hardest match to call, but it should be a banger. Should be fun.
Yeah. Should be really good. Dijak always does well with like these small cruiserweight type performers, and Wesley is always guaranteed to give you a good to great matchup. So Annika saying RoboCop cannot beat Wesley in February, period. Yo, y'all can't have it all. Y'all can't have all the black people win. You're going to have a black person win in the 2 out of 3 falls match no matter what. You're going to have Kaden Carter retain her title. Y'all can't have everything, all right? Let it go. Mercedes gonna win the IWGP Women's Championship in Black History Month. It's a soul for soul. Let it go. All right.
It's just, but look at Dijack's character, man. It's just got the full goatee, he's got the shades. Like, oh, it doesn't hit the same, you know.
We got ALW who says Wesley wins here, and we got Armand who says Dijak is Stallone's character in Cobra. That's fair. Next up, we got what I think is probably the hardest. I think this one is the hardest one to predict here, because I can see a scenario where any of these teams win. Is for the NXT Tag Team Championships. The New Day will defend in a fatal 4-way against Gallus, Chase U, and Pretty Deadly. Pretty Deadly was the team that the New Day defeated for the tag team title back at Deadline. Gallus came back a couple of weeks ago when Pretty Deadly was trying to prove themselves as the number 1 contender and beat them in a gauntlet to earn this opportunity. Pretty Deadly finagled and talked their way into this, making the triple threat, but the New Day wanted to take it one step further and add a 4th team. So we had the New Day Invitational 3-way dance last night on NXT with Chase U pulling off the upset over Idris Enofe and Malik Blade, as well as the Dyad, to earn the victory in that one with the Fratliner. Great name, by the way. So it's a very interesting dynamic here. You know, you got Chase U, who has the whole story with, is Duke Hudson really a part of Chase U? Is he just finagling him to get some allies in his career? You got Pretty Deadly, who is very high on with WWE. They've had main roster appearances at house shows. The New Day is always bigging them up. Gallus just came back, and you would think they need this huge victory to become finally the NXT Tag Team Champions, when a lot of us thought they were going to win the tag team titles last summer. And now you got the New Day, who are here from the main roster and adding some eyes to the NXT product on a weekly basis on this big show as well. Who do you think walks out with the tag team titles?
This is going to be a fun match. But it's too... we're having too much fun with the New Day here in NXT. Let's keep going. Let's keep going and stand and deliver. Because you look at the tag team title scene on the main roster, that's taken up at WrestleMania. Sorry, New Day. There's no way to insert you into that picture. It's going to be Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn versus the Usos, and that's it. So have some fun in NXT. Stand and deliver. Let's have another tag team championship match there. You could drop it there. And I still haven't seen my one of my matches I really want to see the most. I haven't seen the New Day versus the Creed brothers yet. Give me that to stand and deliver in some form or carnation, whether it's just those 2 teams or another multi-man match, because they just have so many tag teams. They love to do these multi-man matches, and maybe they don't want New Day to drop it in 1-on-1, 2-on-2 match. So New Day retain here. They're trying to make you think that Chase U has a chance here because there's a certain hometown factor as far as Andre Chase is close to that area. I still don't trust Duke Hudson. Still don't trust him. Pretty Deadly. That would be. I could see them regaining it too. Everyone's liking Gallus, but no, I'm gonna go with New Day.
Yeah, Gallus is currently the betting odds favorites, but it's very close. It's a plus 100 for Gallus and a plus 150 for the New Day. So it's very close between those two teams. But I agree with you. I think they should keep this New Day run going. I think that the New Day doesn't really have anything on the main roster. They're not going to be involved in the tag team title scene. And as we saw last year at WrestleMania 38, when they're not involved in the tag team scene and they have to find them a match at WrestleMania, it's usually a 2-minute match and they lose to Butch and Sheamus. So no, let's not do that. Let's keep them on NXT, have them have the big matchup at Stand and Deliver. I do agree with you. New Day versus Creed Brothers. Ooh, that is just tantalizing. That is just great. I would love to see that. I would love to see them going up against Gallus in a 2-on-2, a regular tag team matchup as well, if they wanted to go that direction and get the titles on Gallus as well, or the multi-man route, which yes, NXT loves that with this tag team division. But I agree, New Day should be the one to win here, but I think it's going to be one of the better matches on the night. It's going to be a lot of fun. Who
would you say is the second most likely?
I would say Gallus. Because I felt like Gallus was going to be the ones to dethrone Creed Brothers back at Worlds Collide, and then they lost there, and Pretty Deadly regained the NXT tag team titles. So sooner rather than later, I think sometime this year, Gallus is going to get those NXT tag team titles. It's just, do they win it here? I don't think so. I think that you continue on with New Day because they're adding eyes to the NXT product and they're helping the tag division overall.
Agreed.
We got Aniko says Black History Month, New Day wins, but seriously, I think they should have the titles until the takeover before Mania. I don't know what this takeover thing is. Those don't exist anymore. Sorry, Aniko.
Yeah.
Big Mike says sleeper team Gallus, but I think Chase U might win this. Yeah, I've been hearing more and more people saying that Chase U. Feel like Chase U is a favorite to win.
It's always a good thing when they have the viewer not sure who's going to win.
Absolutely. Frantic World says, is that the one guy who is a virgin, Romeo? Talking about Brooks Jensen, I guess?
Yeah, he's the virgin.
Yeah, he's the virgin. ALW says, this is the match I am most excited to see. I want Gallus to win. So, got another one for Gallus. Ace saying New Day for the win. And Big Mike says, you're right, Romeo. I need that New Day versus Creed Brothers, too.
Come on. Now, Creed Brothers got their own problems with this year. So maybe they're even involved in the match. They build them up, too.
Yo, do a tag team turmoil for the NXT tag team title.
Just did one.
Well, that was on Raw. That doesn't exist here.
No, they did it on NXT too.
No, they did that gauntlet. That was a gauntlet.
Okay.
There's a gauntlet, and then there's
the gauntlets,
tag team turmoil. And that gauntlet included one jobber team that was the fake Rockers. So I wouldn't call that the same as doing a tag team turmoil. Throw these 4 teams in, the Dyad, Indus Sher, Creed Brothers. I think this would be one of the better tag team turmoils since in 20 years, since the Attitude Era.
Yeah, tag team. My personal opinion, tag team turmoils take way too long. It's not really my favorite style match.
Yeah, fair enough. We got next, probably, in my opinion, this is the easiest one to predict for the NXT Women's Championship. Is going to be Roxanne Perez defending against Toxic Attractions, JC Jane and Gigi Dolan. These two women, Jane and Dolan, were the final 2 in a over-the-top rope battle royale for the women's division, with both women hitting the ground at the same time, allegedly, because the camera wasn't really on them at the same time. But they were the final 2. They were named the winners, and now they have a triple threat match 2 weeks ago. Toxic Attraction teased a split between the two, but that was just to swerve Roxanne and put her through a table at the Women's Championship Summit. We did get another sense of some dissension between the two on the Go Home show, but Roxanne Perez attacked both women, showing that fire, showing a different side to herself. Who do you think walks out with the NXT Women's Championship here?
Yeah, this has been an easy story to tell. It's cliche, but it makes sense. Everything that's happened with Mandy out of the picture, now Toxic Attraction, they think they could run the ship themselves, and they can't, because women will be women. They'll be jealous of each other. They'll be catty. you'll see in this match. It's going to come to blows. Gigi and JC are just not going to be able to coexist to take down Roxanne. Their egos are going to get in the way, and Roxanne is going to take advantage of that and pull off the victory. The question is, Toxic Attraction, do they stay a tag team after that? Do they let bygones be bygones? Okay, we both lost. Or are they breaking up? That's interesting to me. That's an interesting question to pose.
It is. It's the fallout, I think, is more interesting than this actual matchup, in my opinion, as far as this match goes. I just really hope, Triple H and Shawn Michaels. Two things. One thing that I've seen with both of their booking, they love to make references or copy stuff from their own careers. If you look at the Triple H booking of DIY breakup, it was basically Shawn Michaels versus Triple H 2.0. That's all he really booked it as. And then when you look at Shawn Michaels, there's a lot of like Carmelo as North American champion was just Shawn Michaels in 1993 as Intercontinental champion. The way he booked him, the way he was the highlight of every show and having those spotlight matches. I want Shawn to call back to Survivor Series 2009 from the DX versus John Cena World Heavyweight Championship matchup. And I want him to start the match. The bell rings, and Gigi Dolan kicks JC Jane right in the face. So there's no handicap portion of this matchup, and then they can't coexist. It's JG realizing that she has to pull the trigger first before JC, or it can be the other way around with JC pulling the trigger on Gigi before they can. But I want the bell to ring, and then immediately we establish this is a three-way match.
I'll be looking for that. I don't think they're going to do it. I think it's going to be like one of them's going to have like the match one, and then the other one's going to break the pin, and they're going to look at each other like, you
so
bitch.
so cliche. It's like, come on. We got Ace who says Roxanne wins. We got Annika who says Gigi really could be a single star, but bring Toxic up as a tag team. I agree. That's probably the best route for them, especially if WWE's still going to have WWE Women's Tag Team titles. I don't know because I barely see them. Frantic World saying, well, I got Chase U for the win, so Brooks Jensen can not only win a title. What? Brooks Jensen's not on Chase U.
Yeah, it's a different tag team.
Different
They're
tag
the
team.
Country Boys.
Yeah, the Country Boys is the version one. Big Mike saying this is going to be a good match. Roxanne wins. I agree with that. Definitely this is a Roxy for the win, like Frantic World says. Annika saying, really, Romeo? Yelling at you.
You'll see. They're not going to coexist, Annika. They're not. Even though they claim they are.
ALW saying Roxanne wins and Toxic Attraction implodes and breaks up during this match / segment.
I don't want to see them break up, for the record.
Me neither.
In fact, I kind of want to see someone step in. I don't know who. Someone step in as like a new leader of Toxic Attraction and bring them together.
I think the best call we ever got was in our chat. Someone suggesting Chelsea Green to head up Toxic Attraction.
Yeah, so you got to call them up then.
Yeah, or but they could also do Sonya Deville. That would also make a lot of sense. Even though she doesn't really
prefer
fit.
Chelsea.
Yeah, she doesn't really fit Toxic Attraction, but it makes sense with her taking over for Mandy.
You know who I'd even say? Carmella.
That is a good call. That is a good shot right there. Will Chisholm said, I would book Roxanne next title match is with Zoe and lose the title to Tiffany Stratton at WrestleMania weekend, and Roxanne gets called up to Raw, I guess. But I think the next title match at Stand and Deliver is Cora Jade. They've been teasing it. They've been teasing it for a while. I think that Roxanne is going to hold on to the title past Stand and Deliver. Maybe like in your house or later on in the year, we could have her drop it to Tiffany Stratton. I think Tiffany Stratton is the next champion, but I don't see Roxanne getting called up that soon.
But I do hope Tiffany has signed that Stand and Deliver. Like she's got that. She's getting that aura in NXT. Like she needs to be used.
This is the next big thing. The next big thing for sure. Annika saying that 2009 match was so good. Yes, it was. That might be another thing we need to do. Best triple threats of all time. List suggestions. You can also put that in the comments down below if you're watching on demand. And Armand saying Toxic Attraction should be called up and be paired with Chelsea Green. I don't see it happening now that Chelsea Green is basically Karen.
Yeah. Carmella fits more.
I agree. But that brings us to the main event of the evening for the NXT Championship. Inside of a 15-foot high steel cage, Bron Breakker will defend the NXT Championship against the number one contender, Grayson Waller. The Grayson Waller effect, the Grayson Waller agenda is keeping going, Romeo. We are here. I was with you for the deadline preview when you tried to deny me and say that Grayson wasn't going to win the Iron Survivor matchup. And now Grayson Waller is in the main event of the biggest show in NXT history against Bron Breakker. These two men faced each other back at New Year's Evil, with Grayson Waller being screwed over by janky ring ropes and getting counted out. So Shawn Michaels made them into a steel cage match. Ever since then, Grayson Waller has been getting under the skin of Bron Breakker, whether he made him look like a fool when he pulled the Bret Hart on Bron Breakker's Goldberg with the steel plate bulletproof vest, whether it was attacking him and throwing water bottles at him like his name was Conor McGregor at the PC on going viral once again, whether it's their brawl 2 weeks ago when he moved out the way so Bron Breakker put his head through a guardrail. Grayson Waller is one step ahead of Bron Breakker every single time. And inside of a 15-foot high steel cage, he doesn't have to pin Bron Breakker to become the new NXT champion. I'm just putting that into the air, putting that into the atmosphere. Romeo, who you got?
Those are the rules. You can escape now.
You can escape.
They said that.
Yeah.
Bron Breakker's still winning. Nice try to make you sort of think Grayson Waller has a chance, but no, it's going to be Bron Breakker and Carmelo Hayes. It's stand and deliver. Nothing is changing my mind on that. Sorry, Grayson Waller. Listen, it says something to you that you were able to sort of carry this feud and make something of it, and you kind of look good here in this main event spot. So that's a win in itself for Grayson Waller to be in this spot, and I think the match is absolutely going to deliver with all the gimmicks it has in it. It should be fun. I don't think it's going to be a match of the night, but it should be fun. It should be a spectacle. Bron Breakker wins.
See, like people, if you're wondering why I'm such a big Grayson Waller fan, it's because I wasn't a Grayson Waller fan. At the beginning of 2.0, I was annoyed by him. I didn't know why he had camera time. I remember being so pissed off. He was the one that got the heat of attacking Johnny Gargano on his final night on NXT. But if there's any person who has improved the most, in my opinion, during the whole from 2.0 start to where we are now, it's Grayson Waller. He is a ready-made main roster act. He should be the top heel on NXT. He gets genuine heat. He's good in the ring. He's innovative in his moves. He's got like that throwback into the unprettier that he does, the running down the aisle, rolling cutter, which is stupid, but he still does it. He still does it. He's got the Hardaway elbow drop. Oh man, this guy is so good. But yeah, Bron Breakker. Bron wins. LOL.
Frantic World's, one of these people that doesn't watch NXT or much WWE, but I understand Grayson Waller's name has gotten a certain stench to it from everything that was in NXT 2.0. But if you don't watch, SP3 just explained it to you. He has really improved. Everything he said was true. Von Wagner has not. He still has that stench. So yeah.
Yes, we got a bunch of people who is Annika's just playing with me, just playing with my heart, saying let Waller win. She says I'm using my bet voice. We got Armand who says Braun wins. I hope Waller wins. I'd rather see Waller versus Mello for the NXT title. Yeah, I think the only reason I'm saying Bron Breakker is going to win is because I think Braun and Mello is a match that they have been saving for the big show, for WrestleMania weekend, for Stand and Deliver. So it just makes sense to go in that route. But it would be the shocker of all shockers if they allowed Grayson Waller to walk out with the NXT Championship. I think it would be one of the most sublime choices of Michael Hickenbottom as a booker.
It's not happening. So it's not even a thought in my mind.
Come on.
Maybe
Come
when
on.
maybe when Melo is champion, like Grayson Waller can be that guy.
I'm
If he's
gonna
still
make
NXT.
room for you on the Grayson Waller bandwagon. It's okay. It's all right.
I like Grayson Waller. I'm just saying he's not going to win this. That's all. I like him.
Will Chisholm says, I just need him to turn heel so he can make his head blonde wearing chain head and start saying holla if you hear me. He's talking about Bron Breakker. No, I don't see that happening, but Bron Breakker, he's also very talented. Like the core group of what they have with Bron Breakker, Grayson Waller, Carmelo Hayes, those three guys are really, the creme de la creme of what they tried to do with rebranding it as 2.0, making it a developmental. These three guys have improved so much in the last 18 months.
Fair, very fair. Especially Braun. I'm a big Braun fan now. Big Braun fan. He's improved a lot to me. Can I just say a little nitpick that I don't like is in just WWE. Why are we doing 2 cage matches in the same week? Like, can we make something a little different? Like, they love doing these in 2s. They love it. With Becky and Bailey on Raw. First of all, we had one that was, skipped. And now we have another one. And then now we have this cage match. It's just like, come on, switch it up a little bit. Separate it.
Hey, that's if they have time for it, guys. It's just let's just, as we've seen in the last 2 weeks on Raw, if they got time for the women's segment, they'll get it in. We'll highlight the women, but if we don't have time, we can scrap it. It's okay.
Listen, I know there's a lot less people that watch NXT than Raw, but still, for those of us that do watch everything, throw us a bone.
Switch it up just a little bit. Give NXT a Hell in a Cell. They never had a Hell in a Cell.
Never.
Why not? Make them feel a little bit more important. But I think that brings us to the end. That 6-match card. I love these shorter shows. They go by smoothly. They go by on a breeze. You, of course, will be here on Saturday for our NXT Vengeance Day 2023 watch along. So let the people know, Romeo, where they can find you either on Saturday or the rest of the week. What you're doing.
Yeah, please join us Saturday. Nothing else is on, so what are you gonna watch? Let's come watch some wrestling. Vengeance Day. For those of you that don't watch NXT on the regular but got Peacock, tune in. Who knows? You may like something. The show sucks most weeks, but the premium live events, let's give them a shot. Let's give them a chance. Let's give them a shot. You've seen the card. There should be some interesting action on the card. You can follow me for now, True Heel Romeo, Twitter and Instagram. I am about to change that to what you see right there for Romeo Anthony. I'm going to put that on all my socials to line up my YouTube channel. That is also going to be changed. So where there I do reactions, reviews, like for The Last of Us, new video dropping later on today. It's $4 Robot now. It's going to change to 4 Romeo Anthony. So check it out. Subscribe if you can. Support your boy right here on the True Heel Heat YouTube channel. Mondays, Tuesdays, Wednesdays, Raw, NXT, Dynamite watch-alongs. Will I be on tonight? I'm not sure yet, but definitely join whoever's on. Hangman Moxley 3. And,
Absolutely.
Also, coming soon, back to Fightful Overbooked. Your boys are hopping back on the DeLorean. We're back. True Rewind. Fightful Overbooked. Subscribe over there.
Yes, you can watch us suffer in that first episode back. Oh man, what a suffering that episode. I won't let you know which one, but it was a suffering to watch. One of the episodes that we watched from Raw and Nitro from 26 years ago. Let's see if we got any other additional comments to highlight here. Frantic World says, I will watch the watch along. We got Annika says, who is Anthony?
It's my middle name.
Exactly. We knew. Come on.
All the time they've introduced me as Romeo Anthony Cologne.
Exactly. I do that all the time.
Give my whole government.
Do it all the time. Let the people know where to find you and search you up. Ace says, are y'all going to get WWE 2K23 when it comes out? I'm thinking about it, actually. I like the John Cena mode. I like the concept of it. I like the fact you have to beat John Cena. Great
I get tired of the wrestling games really quickly. They're more fun when you're playing against, someone else. Single player, it's not so much.
Yeah. See, I'm gonna get everybody stream cards so we could just play on Twitch for the True Hill Heat game.
Yeah.
That's the next goal. You guys gotta send the super chats. You know, I didn't even ask for it for the preview here. I wanted this to be smooth. I wanted to highlight all your comments, but send super chats tonight for Elite Heat. Tomorrow, 1:05 p.m. Eastern Time, AE Ramble. I'm looking at you, Kid Get Money. You got to come back hard since you missed out on us last week. Kid Get Money, all the folks. So, you know, give us the super chats. So everybody, you know, Super Guy JJ, I know he wants to play on Twitch. Top Guy JJ, he already has his own Twitch channel, but I want him to do some stuff on True Hill Heat Gaming. We got to get everybody's stream cards. So you got to contribute to the fun super chat or just become a Patreon backer. $3 a month, patreon.com/True Hill Heat. We got my Muda review up there later today. We'll have my Raw report up there as well. Also, subscribe to True Hill Heat Sports. Also, go over and follow us at twitch.tv/True Hill Heat Gaming. We are very close to 100 followers. Been close for a while. We're like 2 or 3 away. So go over there and if you haven't already, follow us over there. And of course, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram at True Hill Heat. You can find me on the Twitter machine at True Hill SP3. I'll be back tomorrow for AE Ramble at 1:05 p.m. Eastern Time. You can also see me on Friday. We have our NJPW, the New Beginning in Sapporo review that's going to be up on the channel. And then on Saturday, 11:05 a.m. Eastern Time, True Hill Heat 211 with special guest Nate Milton of Post Wrestling's NWA podcast. But that is all for now for Romeo. It is me, your True Hill Phenom, SP3. This has been our NXT Vengeance Day 2023 preview. We are signing off on